So the Sui profits were unreal, it was amazing, and now we're going over to the PENGU long, because this was a long I pre-planned for as a PO3, but ended up being a Wyckoff schematic, and I'm going over it right now. As you can see, I was looking at this range, leaving incredible liquidity behind, having a straight move down, with supply creation, which indicates a PO3 is coming, so it almost always manipulates right here and takes the liquidity above. So what was I doing here? We were leaving so much liquidity behind. So I was looking for my tap 2, but the tap 2 was really deep. It was really deep tap 2 because we were going very low. And was it inside the deviation limit? Yeah, it was. We didn't have real deep closes in it, but it had a reason to go lower. Why? Because you had this low and this low. So you had equal lows right there to grab, and you also had this low. So it had a reason to go that low. So that's why I really like this. That's why I still really liked it, because the very deep deviation is not the best thing to have, but when you have it, it needs to have a reason. That was the case right now. Alright, we went up pretty quick, didn't form a PO3 I was anticipating on. And now I'm watching for a Wyckoff schematic, because at first I was watching a PO3 right here with the manipulation phase right there and expansion phase right there. But now I'm watching for a Wyckoff schematic. So where's our tap 3 POI? We have our tap 2 right here, which deviates from tap 1. Now we're watching for tap 3 POI. What is your extreme liquidity gonna be? We're going on a lower time frame, and then you can see your first move down before going up is gonna be this. So this is your extreme liquidity POI. On a higher time frame, this is your extreme liquidity POI, but you want to take the lowest time frame as possible in most cases. So we're watching for a Wyckoff schematic, and what you can see here, we were actually forming a range right there. So before creating our tap 3, we were forming a range right here, and let's play it a bit more. Maybe we were getting Wyckoff and Wyckoff, we were going higher, and then we grabbed the extreme liquidity point. So did we break structure there? Did we break structure on the lower time frame? Not really. We didn't really break structure on the lower time frame because it's a quite large model and you don't want a 1 minute break, you know. So Wyckoff and Wyckoff would be insane. So what happened there? Did we create some demand? Yes, we did. We came into 5-minute demand right there. Boom. And then did we break structure? Because if we break structure right now, we have a Wyckoff in a Wyckoff, and that's gonna be insane for the RR opportunities. What were we doing? We were going lower, never breaking structure, not creating a Wyckoff in a Wyckoff. You can say that you extend your range right there, still have a range right there, and that this was still a deviation. So then you create very nice lows right there, and then you're waiting for your break of structure. And where is your break of structure gonna be? Let's watch, because your break of structure isn't really forming here. Nothing was very convincing, so you went lower again. No, there wasn't a very convincing break, so you went lower again, and you're almost taking out this low. And what happens? We end up taking out that low indeed, because we are forming a Model 1. That Model 1 had a break of structure right there, because we were going lower, we were in a downtrend, making lower lows, lower highs, and there was your break of structure point. This was your lowest low, this was your tap 3, and here we broke it. So this could have been a perfect entry. I didn't enter right here. I'm gonna explain my entry later, but went higher, we broke structure. This was already a affiliate entry for a 9RR. That was absolutely insane. My entry was higher because what did we do here? We left some local liquidity behind after this break of structure. I was not alert at this time, and I was waiting for a pullback into this demand, into the 30-minute demand, because there was 30-minute demand still, but there also was a liquidity grab. This was your 30-minute demand, but you could trade a liquidity grab as well, and I'm gonna explain it, because what you see here is a quick move up, leaving a big inefficiency, first move down, and then you went up, making lower highs, leaving liquidity behind. And this is all liquidity you leave behind, so that's very nice. And this is just a liquidity grab to go higher. All right, so you grab this liquidity, fill this inefficiency on a higher time frame. It's an inefficiency, fill this inefficiency, and go higher. So this was your 1 minute break, and I traded the higher time frame break because I just wanted very safe trade. I wanted to trade it very safe, and you grab liquidity right here, and I wanted a higher time frame break of structure. And my high time frame break of structure, because this is a pretty high time frame model, as you can see, was not on a 1 minute, but this was my break of structure right there. being a bit conservative. I was waiting for the close, so my entry was kind of right there. I had a pretty shit entry, to be honest. Stop went below this low, of course. Boom. And then we were targeting the range high, still for a very nice 4R. That's just an amazing trade. You still have a very nice 4R, being a bit more conservative, but I was just more sure of the trade working out when this liquidity was taken and when you had an aggressive breaker structure as well. So we were leaving demand behind. It was just awesome. And right now, when we see it in real time, you can see I threw my stop loss to this low, risking a bit less. And right now we were just fucking around right there, but I totally expect all this liquidity to get taken. If you're watching right now and you maybe want a entry as well, we can have a retest into this more refined demand level and go higher, because I still expect this demand to be taken. Then you kind of have a 1, then you kind of have a 2, and then you kind of have a 3, as you can see. All right, hope you understand it, guys. See you in the next video. Ciao ciao.